Hi everyone. Today I'm going to do a quick review, sort of just some quick thoughts on a budget phone, maybe even might even be considered a mid-range phone. It's this ZTE Blade Z Max phone. Uh, it's a great phone. I love it. Been trying to keep coming back to it as my daily driver, but I can't, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But let me tell you some of the things I really like about it. This phone has some high-end features, features you'll only see on the other high-end phones, which are a little surprising. This phone is currently $120 on Metro PCS right now. It's amazing. When I went into Metro PCS, they told me about this phone. I wasn't originally looking for this phone. They said they just got it in, and I couldn't believe what they were telling me about it, and I'm pretty skeptical, especially at a cell phone dealer. But it comes with a few high-end features. One of them is a dual camera. Now, I don't think that's a big deal in this phone. The dual camera on this phone doesn't give you telephoto or wide-angle lens features, but it does allow that blur effect or bokeh effect you'll see on other high-end phones. That's something I like, but I can do without if I don't have it. The phone doesn't have it, it's not a big deal. What's really nice about this phone, I think one of the best features that you see on higher end phones is the fingerprint scanner. To see a fingerprint scanner even in a $120 phone at all is something else. But this one works really well. It actually works faster than my Pixel XL. It's great. Love it. So going back to the camera, I don't want to talk a lot about pictures. I don't use my phone to take that many pictures. I definitely use it. I don't like bad pictures, so yeah, I can't have a horrible camera. And yeah, my Pixel XL takes better pictures noticeably, but I can use a phone that doesn't take great pictures. And when I say doesn't take great, they're still good. I can use a phone like that for a while. It doesn't make that big a difference to me. I'm not a photographer. Maybe a photographer would definitely have a problem with this phone, but a photographer will probably have a problem with most cell phones as a camera. This phone has fast charging, a big battery, and fast charging. The big battery it's great. It's over, I think it's like 4,100 milliamp hour battery. It lasts, even under heavy usage, it would last me all day. I don't do a lot of testing for this because I charge my phone overnight, so I don't really care that it gets me another half day or day. In a crunch, that would be great, but otherwise, it's not a feature on day-to-day use that I care about. This phone also has a USB-C port, which I really like. A lot of phones out there have them now. A lot still don't have them. USB-C port, if you don't know, allows you to plug it in either way. Doesn't matter. You don't have to plug it in a certain way, which is kind of nice. I like that. I wasn't very upset with the older port, but this is definitely nicer. This phone also has an audio jack. Oh, before I get to the audio jack, the USB-C port. It doesn't support the on-the-go cable, which is also USB host features, which it doesn't allow you to plug in something like this that allows you to use a external storage device. I do like having that feature, and I do miss it. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's definitely something I like to have. The Pixel XL has that, and I really like it. That kind of feature, the USB host feature, also lets you do other things that most people probably don't do, but it is great to have. You could actually plug in a wireless adapter for, say, a Logitech keyboard or mouse, and actually use a Logitech keyboard or mouse just by plugging that adapter in there wirelessly. So that's really a nice feature, and this phone doesn't have it. So going back to the audio jack, Love having an audio jack. Miss it, not ready to get rid of it. I had an iPhone 7 for a little while and really missed that audio jack. As far as sound goes on this phone, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm not an audiophile. I do appreciate really good sound. I do like, that's another reason I like the audio jack, is because I like to use headphones. You lose something with Bluetooth headphones. You can still not get, as far as I know, the same quality of sound out of a Bluetooth headphones as you can using an audio jack headphone. But the sound, I don't sit there and do comparisons to sound. I can tell really bad sound. I haven't noticed anything bad, say, when you raise the volume up high and getting distortion or something like that. I haven't heard any of that, so it's good sound. I don't have any complaints about the sound, even compared to my Pixel XL, which is a much more expensive phone. So one of the reasons I keep coming back to this phone, or trying to come back to it, it doesn't last that long, but is the display. This display, if I can get it to work here. I was on the camera, and for some reason I couldn't see where you had to hit the what you had to hit to get back to the main screen. But this display, 6-inch display, LCD display, it doesn't have as high as resolution as the Pixel XL that I have, but it's great. I love this display. It's very bright. At the brightest setting, it's brighter than my Pixel XL. Very easy to read, which I appreciate with eyes that are getting a little older. It is the main reason I keep looking at this phone. It is nice having a large display, easy to read. One last, well, I don't know if it's the last thing here, but I really like this backing on this phone. It's a textured backing. I wish almost every phone had this. The Pixel XL is one of the worst. It's slippery as anything. This is great. I don't know why other companies don't do this more. It reminds me of the Moto X I had a while back that also had a very nice backing that was easy to grip. So that's about it. Like I said, or maybe I haven't said, the biggest drawback to this phone is performance. And that's mainly due to the 2 gigs of memory it has. The Pixel XL has 4 gigs of memory. When I'm using my phone out and about, sometimes I need to do something that I would normally do on a computer, and I need a little bit of power to go along with it. I don't mind if things slow down a little bit, but it can't completely fail at a task. This one sometimes does, and it's not just this phone that does that. It's any phone with a low amount of memory and sometimes a slower processor. But the low amount of memory means things aren't going to be able to stay in cache. So what happens is, say you're in a browser and you're filling out a form and you jump to another application to go get some text you need to put into the form. So you go out into another application, copy the text, come back in, and the browser session refreshes and you've lost your form that you were filling out. That happens a bit for me, and it's pretty much unacceptable at this point. I need a phone that can handle that simple task. As far as other performance on this phone, it's noticeable between this and, say, the Pixel XL, and that's to be expected with the cost differences. So it can get tiring if you're used to a high-end phone to have that performance degradation going back to a phone that can't perform that well. It's doing very simple things, opening up applications, opening up emails within your email application, all a little slower. But overall, this is a really good phone. I like it. I would recommend it to somebody on a budget. I would recommend it to anybody that doesn't have to have that extra power. I guess the battery life is great. The screen is wonderful. It was a very surprising pickup when I got it. So that's it. If you have questions about this phone, please leave a comment and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Otherwise, if you like the video, please give it a like. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks.